Welcome back to TheChowTimePod. It's your host, Red. Got a video today for men only. Leftover boss women are getting fired by more and more companies. Here's why. Please actually subscribe down below. I really appreciate that. Let's get that chow time.
Just got fired for the first time, and this is them. I can't show them.
Fellas, welcome to today's video. Leftover boss women are getting fired by more and more companies. Here's why. We delve into the challenges confronting professional women in the workplace. Stay tuned to explore the factors contributing to this trend. If you find this topic intriguing, consider subscribing and enabling notifications to stay updated with our latest insights. Let's jump right in.
Guys, I just got fired, basically. It's a long
If you just got fired, it wouldn't be basically, it would just literally.
story. I've been working here for 8 weeks in this company, and I got fired. So,
Sound like you were still on probation.
yeah, I don't even know what to say. I actually don't even know what to say right now.
Why make a TikTok of it?
Let's break it down straight. She might have failed her probation period.
Agreed.
That's a crucial time when employers evaluate whether she's a good fit for the role. If she didn't meet expectations during probation, it's on her to show she's taking steps to improve. But let's be real here. If she's competent, why didn't she prove herself? During probation, it's make or break. She needs to demonstrate she can handle the job, show initiative, and deliver results. If she didn't step up, that's on her. Employers aren't just going to hand out chances forever. They expect results from day one.
Yep.
Look, if she's blaming the company or her colleagues, she's missing the point. It's about her performance. If she didn't adapt, didn't learn fast enough, or didn't fit into the team dynamic, that's her issue to fix. Employers want people who can hit the ground running, not make excuses. She needs to take a hard look in the mirror. Maybe she didn't take feedback well, or maybe she didn't ask for help when she needed it. That's not on the company, that's on her. In a competitive...
During the probationary period, if you get fired during that period, it's usually not a question of why you got fired. You just didn't meet the standards of what they were looking for. It's a normal thing.
world, you've got to show you can handle the heat. So, before pointing fingers or feeling sorry for herself, she needs to own up to her shortcomings. If she failed probation, it's because she didn't prove she could do the job.
Yep.
It's time to stop blaming others and start focusing on what she can control, her own performance and attitude. If she wants to succeed in the future, she needs to learn from this experience. Improve her skills, show resilience, and demonstrate she's capable of stepping up to the plate. That's how you grow in your career, by taking responsibility and showing your worth investing in. So, to all the ladies out there facing a similar situation, take this as a lesson. Don't let pride or excuses get in the way. Own your mistakes, learn from them, and come back stronger. That's how you turn a setback into a comeback.
I got fired from a job that I burned myself out for, and my biggest fear was getting fired. I was doing everything to avoid the exact thing that happened because I forgot that it was a transactional relationship. They didn't owe me anything beyond my pay.
True.
And I agreed to that.
Yep.
Yet somehow I lost sight of that along the way.
All of you women didn't even just agree to it. You guys wanted this. You guys put yourself in this position. Why? Men were in this position and we hated it. And women were like, hey, you get all the money? We want that too. And now you're bitching and moaning about it.
They didn't say, hey, we guarantee you a job if you become an unrecognizable version of yourself and skip sleep and exercise and think about work 24/7. They didn't promise me a forever if I put work above relationships. I wasn't required to miss out on the moments that matter most in my life to secure a spot at the company.
Yep.
They didn't have to keep me. They never did. I was so mad, like, how could they have done this to me after I've done so much for them? But the joke was on me. I thought that if I gave 110% every single day of my life that they should too, but that just was never a part of the agreement. Are you losing yourself to a job that'll never give you half the amount that you're giving them? Because that sounds like a pretty shitty deal.
Here's the deal. There are always multiple sides to every story. Hers, the company's, and the coworkers. But what strikes me is how some women turn to platforms like TikTok or other social media to play the victim when things don't go their way at work. If she's blindsided by her firing, she needs to look in the mirror because she's likely part of the problem. Let's break it down. Did you hear her lamenting about how she gave 110% to the
Right.
company, and how could they just let her go after all she's done? That right there reeks of entitlement at its peak. She seems to believe she deserves special treatment from the company, forgetting that she's not the owner or the CEO. The company
You know, I was raised to treat other people's businesses as if it was my own. You know why? Yes, people notice your work ethic, and you learn. You learn how their business works. You learn their ins and outs, and you do all of these little things to learn those ins and outs. Why? Because later, if you make it enough or you learned enough, you can start your own company. You can start your own business from the exact same things that you have learned from. This is how true businesses get started and thrive. You go through a profession, you go through a company, you learn for many years, you put that company for many years, you see how they run everything, and now you're like, you know what? I can probably do that too now. It's been 10 years. I'm gonna go start my own company and do my thing. That's how people make it in life.
owes her nothing more than her paycheck. From my perspective, and judging by what she said, it's possible the company saw a change in her attitude and behavior. Maybe she started overshadowing others, thinking she's indispensable because of her contributions. But here's the kicker. Instead of owning up to her actions and taking accountability, she's playing the victim. And guess what? Companies don't take kindly to employees who refuse to acknowledge their own shortcomings. So, when they handed her the pink slip, it probably wasn't just a snap decision. It's likely the result of a pattern where she failed to see that her attitude and behavior were becoming problematic. In any workplace, teamwork and humility are crucial. No matter how much you give to a company, it's about how you contribute positively to the team and uphold the values and standards of the organization. Ultimately, her story serves as a cautionary tale. It's a reminder that in the workplace, entitlement and a lack of accountability can lead to consequences. Rather than seeking sympathy on social media, perhaps it's time for some self-reflection and growth. After all, learning from mistakes and striving to be a better team player is what truly builds a successful career.
Damn right.
Not playing the victim when things don't go as expected.
I busted my ass and I was just laid off. These companies do not care about us. They want us to give us a 2-week notice, but yet
Again, you women fought for this. You thought these companies were some, parent figure that was taking care of us men while we were working our asses to the bone? No, they didn't give a fuck about us either.
can just fire us and ruin our lives on the spot any day that they choose. I have a 2-year-old son, no savings, which is my fault.
Okay,
And
at least you acknowledge
it
that.
doesn't fucking matter. So now I have to go back on the job hunt. And I have to get a work from home job because I have a 2-year-old that I have to take care of. Can't afford daycare.
You let them hit it raw. You didn't have second thoughts.
Rent is $2,500 where I live. Now I gotta find out.
Whoa, that is expensive rent, girl. You need to go somewhere else. You can definitely find cheaper.
How to pay off my lease early, because there's no way that we could afford to live here. I don't even have a computer. They just locked me out of my computer. I really thought that the culture at my job was great, the best that it's ever been, and for them to just lay me off, not even based off of performance, because my manager just shouted me out today saying I'm doing a great job and then fired me.
Let's dive into the reality of
Nobody
how companies
cares.
operate. From the very foundation, businesses are created with a singular goal: to
Make
maximize
money.
shareholder returns. This isn't just a casual notion. It's a fundamental principle taught in every business school. So, where did she get the idea that a company cares about its employees beyond their ability to contribute to that bottom line?
There are some companies like that, but they're very small companies. None of the major corporations are like that at all. I mean, look at Amazon. You think they care?
Here's the truth. A job is exactly that, a job. It's not your friend. It's not your family. It's a contractual agreement where you exchange your time and skills for compensation.
Yep.
If she perceives it any differently, she's only fooling herself. Companies aren't in the business of nurturing personal relationships or catering to individual whims. They're structured to operate efficiently and profitably. If she's just now realizing this after years in the workforce, it's a bit late to the game. The exploitation of the American workforce has been a historical reality for over a century. Businesses operate within legal and ethical boundaries to maximize profit, not to fulfill personal expectations of loyalty or fairness. Let's address her perspective. If she's gone on social media lamenting how the company owed her special treatment or loyalty because of her dedication, she's missed the mark entirely. Dedication is commendable, but it doesn't exempt anyone from accountability or shield them from the consequences of their actions. Perhaps she overstepped by assuming her contributions entitled her to preferential treatment. Maybe she neglected to adapt to changes in company priorities or
I mean, tell you the truth, if you can be indispensable to a company where you know how to do things that the company needs and there's nobody else there, you get to do whatever you want. I was one of those people at my old job. Like, I was just very fast at my job. I was able to do about 5 people's worth of work in about 2 hours. So I would just take everybody's work, do it while they had to do all their other stuff, and I'll still be done before them. And the company was not really willing to fire me, even though I wasn't the greatest employee, like work culture wise.
dynamics. Whatever the case, failing to align with the company's goals and values can lead to being sidelined or let go. It's not about blaming the company for making business decisions. It's about understanding the reality of the employer-employee relationship and managing expectations accordingly.
And this is why a family, a husband that's going to take care of you, that loves you, is so much better. Maybe it's just my opinion, but I'm almost positive it's a global opinion.
Instead of playing the victim, she might benefit from reflecting on how she can improve her professional approach, adaptability, and understanding of corporate dynamics. In the end, the wake-up call should be a lesson learned. In the corporate world, success and longevity come from aligning with business objectives, not expecting favors or special treatment. It's about thriving in a competitive environment by continuously adding value, fostering teamwork, and embracing accountability.
My boss of 2.5 years just told me I'm fired. She told me not to come back. I'm leaving. I'm getting my stuff.
That's not what
What'd you say?
Why would you do a TikTok immediately after you got fired? What is going on, people? You're not even young. You look like in your 40s or 50s.
Becky,
I
what'd you say?
said we can't take shots on our lunch break.
Same thing. Same thing.
Let's delve deeper into this scenario. Why is it so difficult for some women to follow basic work instructions? It's not rocket science, after all.
So you can't drink during lunch? And you think they're firing? Or what the fuck?
When Becky, the manager, clearly articulates that we can't take shots on our lunch breaks, it's a straightforward rule that applies uniformly to everyone in the workplace. However, instead of acknowledging and adhering to this simple directive, she exhibits a troubling attitude. It seems as though she perceives herself as exempt from these rules, as if she operates in a world where her actions don't have consequences.
Yep.
Work ethics are fundamental to any organization's functioning. They establish a framework of fairness, respect, and professionalism that every employee is expected to uphold. By disregarding these principles, she not only undermines Becky's authority, but also disrupts the harmony and efficiency of the entire team. Becky's statement, "We can't take shots on our lunch breaks," was not arbitrary.
No,
It was a necessary reminder to maintain workplace standards and decorum.
Don't get drunk during lunch, ladies.
Yet, rather than respecting this boundary, she chooses to challenge it, displaying a lack of consideration for her colleagues' well-being and the organization's reputation. This behavior reflects a broader issue of entitlement and disregard for workplace norms. When an employee adopts a mindset that they are above the rules, it creates friction and resentment among coworkers who are diligently adhering to guidelines. Moreover, her defiance of basic instructions suggests a deeper issue with accountability and responsibility. In any professional setting, accountability is key to fostering trust and collaboration. When an employee fails to accept accountability for their actions, it erodes trust and damages team morale. In the end, her inability or unwillingness to follow straightforward work instructions not only reflects poorly on her professionalism, but also poses a challenge to the cohesive functioning of the workplace. Until she recognizes the importance of respecting workplace rules and contributing positively to the team, her behavior will continue to hinder productivity and create unnecessary tension. It's imperative for her to
I mean, imagine if you were at work and you saw this lady drinking, taking shots, popping shots back and forth, and you're like, what the fuck? I thought we couldn't drink.
reflect on her actions and understand that adherence to work ethics is non-negotiable in any professional environment.
So last night at like 10 o'clock, I got a calendar invite from the COO of my company with just me, the CEO, and him copied on it. So a 3-person meeting. I have no idea what this is about. My first suspicion is that I'm getting fired. I don't know, but I haven't had any warnings before about my performance or anything. So it's just really odd to get a calendar invite out of the blue from the CEO and COO for the following morning. I'm about to join the Zoom meeting and I'm going to film.
Why? Why? This is why companies hate when you guys film shit like this, because it's an internal thing and you're filming on TikTok publicly when they're going through internal numbers or internal fucking work stuff. Who wants to hire you now?
Joining. And it's only 15 minutes long. Hello.
Hey, Grace.
Hi. How are you guys? Gotcha. Well, honestly, I really enjoyed my time working with you guys. You all have been awesome to work with, I think, the past 9 months. Yeah, just overall really grateful for this experience and wish you guys the best. Thank you guys.
Bye.
Recorded the whole thing.
Guess I'm a full-time influencer now.
Shut the fuck
she's been working at this
up.
company for a while now. She's confident in her abilities, thinks she's doing a great job, but then one day, bam, she gets the news that she's being let go. Cue the shock and disbelief. She starts questioning everything, wondering where she went wrong. Here's the reality. She might be quick to blame her performance, but let's be honest. Maybe she was always late to work or didn't meet deadlines consistently, spending more time gossiping with colleagues than actually working, and constantly being on social media. These are all red flags that can impact job performance and ultimately lead to being fired. But does she acknowledge this?
Nope.
No. Instead, she chooses to play the victim. Let's dig deeper. Sometimes, it's about attitude and mindset. If she had a negative attitude at work, if she didn't collaborate well with her team, or if she didn't take initiative when needed,
Or put everything on dang TikTok.
these could all contribute to her getting the boot. It's not just about showing up and doing the bare minimum. It's about how you show up. And then there's the issue of skills and qualifications. In today's competitive job market, companies are looking for top-notch talent. If she didn't keep her skills updated, or if she didn't bring new ideas to the table, her employer might have seen her as replaceable. But did she bother to stay relevant? Probably not. Accountability is another big one. It's easy to blame external factors or even the company itself, but sometimes it comes down to personal responsibility. If she didn't take ownership of her mistakes or if she didn't learn from past errors, it could have led to her downfall. But is she owning up to that? Doubtful. Let's face it, she probably didn't adapt to changes in the company or didn't communicate effectively with her superiors. These are all factors that can impact job security. But instead of reflecting on her own actions, she's likely pointing fingers elsewhere. So, what's the takeaway here? It's important for her, and anyone in a similar situation, to self-reflect and learn from this experience. Instead of blaming others or dwelling on what went wrong, she should focus on improving herself professionally. Maybe it's time to update her skills, work on her communication, or even consider a career change if necessary.
And this is to you men too. And there was a comment down below on one of my other videos of a man or a gentleman where he's working a job that he really dislikes and he just wants to quit without, trying to make things work or whatever it is. Just stick with it sometimes. You might not enjoy it, but it might lead you somewhere else or gives you the work ethic you need later. Stop posting your L's on the internet, ladies. We don't like you posting all of these firings and all of you recording while you're being interviewed for your firing and stuff. What makes you think a company in the future is ever wanting to hire you? You're a huge liability. Please like, subscribe down below. I really appreciate that. Catch you next time. Ciao.